Well, hello everybody and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways. Here we are on the 23rd of July 2019, part 2. And the rain has stopped. The skies are basically clearing up a little bit, broken clouds here and there. Although, looks like there might be another little bit of rain coming from that section over there. We'll see. Here's what I got so far. It looks like just around 5/8 of an inch of rain. And I captured a lot of that in my rain barrels. And as you can see, that one there is almost right to the top. Hopefully you'll get a little bit more tonight and it'll fill that up. All right, I'm going to move through this quickly so I don't burn up too much time. Here are my Harbor Freight solar panels. I mentioned how they could be even in the shade. And as you see, there's the shadow over there. So these things are in the shade right now, but they are still producing. These are amorphous panels. And they'll produce in indirect light. This little blue light, when it's lit, tells you the panel is producing. Okay, there's the first panel, there's the second panel, there's the third panel, and there's the fourth panel. Well, it looks like somebody just tried calling me on the phone. I'll get back to them as soon as I'm done with this video. All right, now I can't really show it to you, but well, maybe you can see it. There's a lot of reflection in here like a mirror, but there's little strips going down here, little lines going down, almost like a pinstripe suit. They go to whole length. That's why these are amorphous panels, because the cells are aligned and go the full length of the panel instead of being little rectangles. And I'm going to take you over and I'm going to show you that on my other array. And these are all poly panels, but you can see how they're set up in little rectangles. They don't have little stripes running the whole length. So this is a different way of producing electricity, and these are great for producing good electricity, but in low light these aren't very effective. Now those amorphous panels are. Those are original amorphous panels from Harbor Freight. Those are only 15 watts each. Okay, and they came as a 45-watt set, and I'm still using those. And those things, I've had those like 10 years, and they're still working fine. They don't make them with aluminum frames anymore. Everything's in plastic, and they're a little bit larger, as you saw on the originals. All right, we're going to head on down here to the garden house very quickly. And I remember I mentioned you earlier that I got out here today and I got my corn in. Okay, so look at how nice and deep, dark that soil is. All right, that's all amended soil. And of course I've got an avocado tree growing right in the middle of it all, but I wasn't about to pull that up. But I did put 40 stalks of corn, 40 seeds that were all sprouted, and not only did they have a spike root coming out of each one, but they also had the green actual plant coming out the other side of the kernel of that, or the seed kernel. It's a corn kernel, so it's a seed, and they were ready to really be transplanted. So I got them into the ground today, and I watered them with my water, not knowing that it was going to be a torrential downpour. But right now, everything all through this garden is really soaked down really well, and so is everything else in here. So all my plants are really happy that they got that rainwater. I also got over and I measured these plants, these trees, from their original planting. And you remember I planted them back on April 1st of this year. Okay, and they were 33.5 inches tall. Well, this one is 51 inches tall now. So yet, in a few months, they really grew. They like where they are. Of course, this holly oak bushed out more than it grew tall, but still, it was originally 22.5 inches on the same day I planted it, planted the other one. And now it's 24.5 inches tall, so it grew 2 inches. But oak trees grow over hundreds of years, and they last a long time. So over here, this one was 30.5 inches tall, and now it's 37 inches tall. So yeah, they're all doing really well. They're really liking it. And the leaves look a lot better on this one since I put the shade cloth around this corner and took the direct sunlight off of it. And I got some nice red tint in the leaves like it's supposed to have. So yeah, it liked having a little bit extra shade. Now that avocado tree over there is really taking a beating from the heat. So I'm going to pick up one more shade cloth and continue around the corner and put that into the shade. All right. Also, my pea plants here are all doing well. And I found in the bucket here, I had thrown some, actually in that pot right there, I had thrown some dried pea pods that were on one of the plants that died earlier in the year. And I forgot about them. So I planted those through this whole area here today. And we'll see when those sprout up. That's the last of the string beans over there. And I'm drying those out for seeds. And then the corn there, of course, that's all drying out for seed. And you can see my cantaloupes are really doing great here. And I went through my toothbrush today and I pollinated everything, because I don't see a lot of insects flying around here and pollinating for me. And I've got a lot of flowers on my tomato plants and stuff, so I did want to pollinate everything. Make sure that I get some good production, because I see tomatoes on here, but they're all green and I'm running out of red ones, so I've got to get some more ripened up here. And I've got cucumbers inside of that pot over there. I got cucumbers on the cucumber bush plants over there. And I got cucumbers on that plant over there. So I'm doing okay with the cucumbers. Loads of peppers over there. Lots of nice juicy jalapenos on my jalapeno plant. And I got some of the other peppers that are still coming up. Haven't started blossoming yet. Same as here. And I think what I'll do is I've got some blossom treatment here from hydroponics. And I think I'll feed those some of the blossom treatment and see if I can get some flowers to pop out of them. One of my little tomato cutoffs there is coming up. And that's if I remember correctly, that's one of the husky cherries. So that's coming up. The onions and everything is just doing really well. All right, that's all there is for today. G Bear reminding you, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, if there's any of these videos that you really have information you want to keep, then don't forget to click on the save. You can save these things onto your computer. All right? And then play them back later. And then somebody reminded me yesterday, you should put a disclaimer in there. Yeah, okay. Well, here's the disclaimer. All of the information I'm giving you is for reference only. I do suggest that you get a book and read and get more information about everything that I teach you, because you can't just go in with what I teach you and think, well, I know everything now. No, it takes a while. I've been doing this type of work for 47 years, and it took me a while to learn everything that I know today. So don't think you're going to learn it overnight watching a video on YouTube. You still need to research it. And I have no implied or whatever you want to call it, guarantee that if you follow my instructions, you'll be successful and you won't hurt yourself. If you hurt yourself, it's the hammer didn't hit your finger. It was held by your hand, okay? So remember that. I hate those people that are sue crazy around the world. They'll sue for anything. If the hairdryer falls into your bathtub, you had it too close to the bathtub and it was still plugged in. That's your fault. The hairdryer company did not hurt you by putting that hairdryer in your bathroom. You bought it, you put it there, you left it plugged in, you left it unsafe near the bathtub. It's your fault. Live with it. All right, that's my rant for the day. G Bear signing off.